Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I will excuse myself up front for all the sounds that you might hear if you're listening to this podcast show, especially if you're new to me. Then you might be like, this is not recorded in a studio. That's quite correct. I always record, or almost always record, when I am walking. So you might hear my daughter at the background. You might hear airplanes because I live in an area where there are flying a lot of airplanes, and sometimes you might hear the wind. It is not perfect, but the energy is very, very potent. So that's what I want to claim first and foremost. And let's start off with this amazing new episode. So first of all, I want to congratulate you if you are currently listening to this episode, because it means that you have gone through a beautiful growth, and like a rips, we call it in Dutch. I don't know how you call it, like the first stage of a butterfly. You just unpopped yourself and you became the butterfly. And I wanted to talk about one specific thing, and I really, really hope that I can shift your reality around that thing, even though I think you might already know this. I just feel like repeating it and sharing it from my perspective will activate it on an even deeper level. So I am very well aware of the fact that the women that listen to my podcast episodes are women who are already really, really embedded in that beautiful priestess energy, right? You have walked the path and you have done your portion of healing, and you are probably already running such a beautiful, beautiful business, or business, or whatever thing you are currently experiencing. Maybe you're not even having a business, you are just living your life, and you have other ways of money coming to you. However, whatever, your life is at a pretty good space, pretty good place even. But it's also very possible that there is this one area that you just felt this sort of resistance around, right? This one area that you just felt like, why is this keep happening to me? And I was really triggered to record this episode because I see this pattern a lot of times with the women I work with one-on-one. So I guide women, or up until this point, I have guided women pretty much even sometimes around their business, but sometimes around their personal lives. I do not do the one-on-one coaching anymore like I used to do it. I now choose for one very strong, specific container, which is called the Heron Experience. It's a beautiful, beautiful 6 weeks portal where I guide you in 6 weeks really to your next level timeline. And it really doesn't matter where you want to go or where you're currently at. It's really about a deep remembrance. But that's not what this episode is about. What this episode is about, it's about that one area that you feel maybe a little bit stuck on, and that you feel like you have done so much healing around, and you're like, damn it, what the heck? Why does it keep showing up over and over again? Okay, so if you are currently listening to this episode and you hear me speak those words and you know right away where I'm talking about, again, I want to congratulate you, because it might be something completely opposite of what you have thought it was up until now. So what I have noticed with myself and with my clients is that when I have a pattern that I'm breaking, that I really come to a certain point and be like, yeah, I have healed this. I have done, you almost threw this in the water, baby. I have done all the healing, and why does it show up again, right? If that happens to you, or just happened to you, I want to tell you that's a good thing, because now You are actually being invited by the universe to show that you have been healed and that you have set that energetic boundary for yourself and that you have decided this is no longer who I am. So I've noticed this very, very strongly in my own energy, that I've healed such a deep, deep pattern, and then it showed up again. But this time I was like, that is weird, because I don't feel the heavy energy around it anymore. But it does show up again. And before I remembered who I really, really was, and before I really embodied that priestess energy again, I would have probably been like, maybe I've not healed it. Maybe there's still something I need to heal. And now I'm just like, no, it's such a beautiful invitation from the universe to let me show her, this is what's up. This is the new me. I get to show that I actually can deal with circumstances in a different way. It's actually a beautiful invitation from the universe to show this new part of you. And it's when we get to that point that we really embrace that part and be like, ooh, this is actually fun that it's happening again, because now I can really go through this from this new place and be like, oh, wait a minute. This is me. This is not the old pattern showing up. I'm not going into the victimhood. I'm just seeing it as an invitation to be like, interesting. So I think when we tune into all the old timeline stuff we learn about manifesting, we really tend to think like, okay, something shows up which is negative or not positive or however you want to call it. It's a sign that something is going wrong, or it's a sign that I haven't healed yet, or it's a sign that something is not working. But it's not. On this new timeline, in this new, complete new paradigm, you get to see that it's actually perfect. We always will encounter certain situations. It's not going to be like, oh, I've done all the work and now my life gets to be totally smooth and nothing ever's going to show up. No, of course not. That would be ridiculous. That's not the kind of world we live in. So we'll always encounter certain situations that will trigger us. But in this new timeline, we get to show, hey, wait a second, I can show up from a different place. I can go through this from my new healed energy. I can really tune in and tap in and encounter this as the beautiful soul that I am from this new priestess energy, right? Where you're just like, yes, this is how I want to show up. This is how I want to deal with this. And then you will see that you will encounter less and less of those types of situations, because you've now really shown that you can walk the talk, right? Because it wouldn't make sense, right? That you learned a skill, but then you couldn't really practice it, if you get what I mean. I'm really hoping this episode makes sense, because I'm trying to bring across a point, and I'm really, really hoping that it resonates with you. So it's this episode is really an invitation to look at your circumstances in a different way, to let go of the old paradigm, of the old timeline that you have known around manifesting, and to truly understand that when something is not quite going the way you anticipated it, if this is relationship wise or money wise or business wise or whatever, just let it be an invitation to show up as the new. And that is where you will feel it in your soul. I'll promise you. You will feel it in your soul, and you'll be like, ooh, this is the win. This is the $1 million. This is This is where I have been striving for. This feeling of being able to stay strong in my energy regardless of what happens. And when you get to that place, yes, of course, then things will gradually start shifting around you. But you can't expect to do the healing and then overnight have this perfect world. I actually I don't believe that you'll ever experience that perfect world, but you will be able to experience more and more that you can stay strong in your energy. But that also, of course, always starts with really remembering and keep remembering for yourself, what is that energy? And I believe that that's really where we as healers and coaches and beautiful soul-led CEOs, or whatever kind of role you're currently fulfilling, get to play a role. Because I believe that we really get to hold that vision for our beautiful clients, but also for ourselves and also for each other. So we do it in everything we do, right? We do it in the free content that we create, like these beautiful podcasts, and we get to do it when we post something on social media, and we get to do this in these beautiful containers that we create for our clients. We get to do it on all kinds of levels. But truly, that is the role. That is the mission, to always keep the vision for ourselves, for each other, and for the women that we actually get to work with. Because it's such a privilege to work on this level with soul-led women who get it, right? Who really understand we are doing this together. And I'm just following your lead, I'm trusting you, but at the same time I'm doing my part. It's so potent. And if you get to shift that in your energy for your amazing clients, for your amazing community, that's truly the power. It's not about doing. Really, the doing is so not important. It's not about creating even. I do believe in creating though, right? I do believe in creating beautiful soul-aligned content for our community. But it always comes second. The energy comes first. We first always have to remind ourselves, who am I and from what kind of energy do I choose to show up? I don't always feel like I have this energy so embodied. But before I record an episode, I do tune in to this energy, and I'll be like, okay, who do I want to show up? Okay, I want to show up from this priestess energy, from that remembrance of that old ancient life that I used to live, like way up in the hills. And if you haven't checked out my new Instagram, which is Instagram Sophie's Choice _INT from International, I placed there a beautiful reel, and I was somewhere in the forest, and I saw these beautiful trees, and I made a video of it. And then later I remembered that I wrote this beautiful little text, and I was like, ooh, that would make such a beautiful reel. So I made a reel of it, and I put music behind it, and I read the words out from this beautiful download that I got, and it was about me remembering the time that I used to live as a high priestess way up in the hills with beautiful mist surrounding me. And it's really quite beautiful. You'll get the energy when you listen to it. So I do believe in creating. I don't believe in just sitting only in your feminine energy and be like, ha, la, di, da, di, da. Hopefully something will come to me. No, I do believe in the creation process, but always from that sequence, right? Spirit first, like I describe in my book. It's spirit, mind, physics, right? You have to really first step into that energy. So I really want this to be an invitation for you, that next time you come across a certain situation, you'll be like, damn it, I thought I healed this. Why is it showing up again? To just remember yourself, it's actually the proof that I have healed it. And now I get to show to the universe that I have graduated and that I'm so, so, so capable of going through this in a completely different way. It's actually a blessing. It's actually a gift from the universe when that happens. So I really hope that you will accept that invitation and that you will look at the things that come across this week for you in that way. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's it for now. I really felt like sharing this message for now, and to keep reminding you of the vision, right? I really feel like I was thinking about like, what is my intention with the podcast, right? Because I'm currently going through a phase that I'm like, I feel a calling to be more intentional with some of my work. Like my Instagram page, my new Instagram page is very intentional. I kept hearing the word intentional, intentional, intentional. And then with the podcast, I was like, yes, it's an intentional podcast. And the intention is to really, really hold the vision for the women who are in my energy. To just hold the vision for you, because that is my gift. And that's the gift we get to give each other, to always hold the vision. And when you hold the vision, you can move so gracefully through all your different timelines to your I want to say required timeline, but that's not the word I'm looking for, to your desired timeline, right? And then when you reach that timeline, you'll stay there for a while, and then you probably feel called again to travel to another timeline. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful process. So I want to invite you, if you are feeling this call to move through to a next level timeline, regardless where you are in your life or in your business, but you feel this really calling from your soul, and you're like, ooh, I know there is something else out there for me, and I want to discover what it is, but I don't want to do it from the space from my mind. I don't want to set a goal and be like, oh, I'm gonna get that. No, you just want to be really led by God, by the universe. I am inviting you to look into my Phoenix Priestess Mastermind. You can go to Sophie's Choice _ international EINT. I'll link it in the show notes. You can go to that link and you will find different posts around that mastermind. I have pinned them at the top of my Instagram, so you'll always see those at the first when you enter my Instagram. And just open those posts, look at the photos, really feel the frequency of the photos, really feel into the frequency of the words, and feel if it resonates with you. And if it does resonate with you, I really want to invite you to trust that feeling. It is really God inviting you to move on it, and to trust and to understand that there is a beautiful, beautiful next level timeline waiting for you, and that there is so much more possible. And that is not a judgment about where you are, because where you are is also so perfect and so beautiful, but there is always this next timeline, and it's not for everybody. Not everybody feels called to grow and to expand on that level. But I know there are beautiful souls currently listening to this episode who are like, hell yes, I am feeling called. That is my path. That is my journey. I am here in this world to really, really embrace that priestess energy all over again, and to integrate it in my current work. And I just recently shared a post about one of my one-on-one clients. She is a psychologist and a photographer and an artist, and she has this beautiful priestess energy as well. And she does this soul portraits, right? And she charges 1,500 euros for a soul portrait. And people buy it. And you know why people buy it? People buy it because she totally now, how do you say that? Amplify, like you can feel the energy shine through her body, through her, like in her whole energy field. You can feel that she now claims her gift. She's no longer hiding from it. She's like, yes, this is my gift and I get to integrate it in all of my work. And she doesn't need the labels. She just is. And she just lets it shine through her work, through her energy field. And that's why people buy it, because they can feel that energy. And that is really truly where the Phoenix Mastermind is about really illuminating that beautiful gift of yours. Really becoming that gift almost, right? It's not something you do, but it's something you become. And then it doesn't matter if you are a hairdresser or a nail artist or a photographer or a coach or a healer or a writer. It doesn't matter. You get to embody you get to be the gift, and the gift shines through in all of the work you do. And that can be the work of a hairdresser, but then the women who come to you and let their hair they get their hair done by you, they're like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? I didn't just get a haircut, I got a whole transformation. And the most fun part of this is that you don't even have to put it in words. You don't have to have a sales page that describes that you are doing that for women. Women know. They'll just be attracted to your energy. They'll get intuitive hits. Ooh, maybe I should check out that hairdresser. I don't know why I keep hearing hairdresser right away, but maybe I should check out this hairdresser. And they'll just come to you and they'll be like, what the heck just happened? And you get to express that in your prices as well, right? You get to charge higher prices because there is such an enormous energy. There's such an enormous transformation happening when people get to work with you. And you can only charge higher prices if you first really become the gift. You have to feel it. You have to become it. It can't be like a trick you are doing, because then the pricing will feel like a trick as well. But the pricings or the prices that I'm actually asking for my coaching containers, right? So the Phoenix Mastermind, that is a little bit over 5,000 euros for 6 weeks, right? And my Heron experience, which is the one-on-one experience, which is a very powerful experience, is also 6 weeks, and that is like 10,000 euros, right? But for me, I'm like, I could even like energetically, I would be like, this is worth like even so much. Like, worth is not even the right word, because I just know that it's just like, I can't even put it in words. The pricing is just a reflection, partially a reflection of the enormous gifts I am providing people. But it's also about the enormous gift that you are providing people. And that is that one-on-one client I was just talking about, the photographer, the artist, the psychologist, the priestess. That's what she really embraced, right? She was like, heck. And this was somebody who had never run a business, right? This is the first, like, this was her first ever product. She just literally, before this, she just received a salary. And she just made that shift. And I was like, let's do this. And we're going to do it the right way. And 1,500. Ooh, I got a little buzz on that. I don't know if you guys hear that. Very sure. Very interesting. I've never heard that. I'm curious if you heard it. But let's leave it at this. I think you get the point. So, if you feel the calling, go to sophieschoice_INT and check out my mastermind. We are starting the 24th of this month. We are actually, all the coaching will take place in Voxer. So for the Dutch listeners among us, some of you might not know Voxer yet, but it's like a little similar to WhatsApp. It's very easy, accessible, and you will just work with audios. And it's a very powerful and clean container for me to work with you. It's very strong. It's very potent. And like I said, it's a six-week program. I do not set any rules regarding to your salary or to your revenue or whatever. I don't believe in all that BS because I'm like, I don't care where you're currently at. But I do a energetic check when you want to sign up for the mastermind. So what I actually do is, like, if you are interested, you can send me a message either through DM, or you can send me a email, whatever you prefer. I prefer DM in this case, on my international account, by the way. And then I'll just actually do an energy check. I And what's very important for me is I want to do, like, I energetically want to feel like if you have that Atlantis energy in your field, I want to know if we have walked a path together in a life before. And if I feel that connection, and if I feel your energy on that level, if I feel we have walked the path together, then I know this is the right path for you. I'll also be honest with you if I don't feel it, because I have to be I have to feel I have to know that we have walked the path together to know that you can actually really, it's not about getting anything. It's about just knowing it's the right fit. So that's a check that I'll do. So you can send me a message. I'll then ask you to send me a photo of you, and then based on the photo I will do the reading for myself, and then I'll let you know, like, yes, we have walked the path together before, or no, we have not. And if we have walked the path together before, you'll know that this is the right fit for you. So I'm very excited. I wish you all the best. Have an amazing night or evening or morning whenever you hear this, and we'll talk soon. Bye.